Hello, this is Larissa again, sharing with you my felting fun and experiments. And in my previous video, I mentioned that I had two more sleeves of this silk dresses that I got a few, and that I was gonna make two experiments. I made two experiments yesterday, two tests, and I'm going to share with you, but I only used one silk and another piece I used something else. I'll tell you in a minute. So this was the silk sleeve number 1. I have used extra fine merino wool. It is probably 18 microns, super soft and beautiful. So that was the wool, kind of matching color, the closest that I could find in my stash. And so I used white viscose on the back. So I'm showing you so this was the original kind of sleeve, and this is what came out. I'll start with the back. I used white viscose just to be able to see better, and this is the ratio of shrinkage, shrinking coefficient or whatever ratio. This is how much, not too much, shrunk a little, but overall look at the fibers. I'm kind of getting closer to where I want to be. It is way closer, even though maybe not where I ultimately will end up with. But first, let me point to you what worked. And what worked is the color matching worked, so the hair doesn't... It did come through to this side, and let me just zoom in so you could see better. Some pieces like here you could see, but it is not taking over the silk. So overall, that is a fun texture. The fabric is very light and very pliable. I used herringbone layout on of wool and in one layer, so it was crisscrossing kind of stuff like that, but I didn't do 2 layers. I wanted to keep it kind of light, and it worked. It still needs more testing, and I used fine little merino wool. I put some clouds, not merino, viscose on the back, and that I put on top of the wool, just to see how it would look, and it looked like fun. So that was half a success, almost successful. Not quite there yet. I mean, it's some will rightly argue that this is underfelted piece, but would it work for a light little summer tunic or skirt? I think yes. So that was experiment number 1. And the second one, I decided to use a silk skirt. Look, I have a whole bunch of them in different colors, but that was a pretty blue color and beautiful J. Crew skirt. And let's check what it was made of. So we know for a fact it is 38% wool. It's a wool blend, polyester, viscose, and spandex. So I did not do anything with the lining yet, but lining, I'll show you what I do with these linings. They're fabulous for something. So this is a very light silk skirt, wool blend, super light, very flexible. And look at what happened with it. So I did not use any other fibers besides wool, and the wool that I used was the same one that I mentioned earlier. Extra fine 18 microns merino wool here. And I cut the piece. Let me zoom out a little bit. I was kind of trying to be more scientific in that experiment. And the original piece was the size of the gray square, and this is the shrinkage ratio you could see, and I was thrilled with the results. Look at that. This is exactly what I am after. Well, let me just wipe it out. I picked up some. So look at this fiber, and this is what I call a success. that was a beautiful test. I did some gentle rolling and fooling. I used herringbone wool layout in one layer, and that was my biggest joy. And you could see, if I zoom in, some hair did penetrate, but it was very well matched, and it did not absorb the carrier fabric and the carrier wool, and looks beautiful. And I'm very, very pleased to share the results with you and to have found that combination. So if you will try to use that, please let me know with how it turns out with you. And I still have that sleeve to practice my experiment with the, maybe come up with more consistent, or see if I could make it better. And I'll share that with you in my next video. But this wool, I might do another test. Maybe it wouldn't be a rectangular, because because I'm now kind of getting a little like well, there's another piece I might be able to use, but so I'll be using what I have before I start cutting big pieces. So I'll run a second test to see if I could replicate the result. But that was my little skirt, and I love buying those small skirts. J. Crew makes fine dresses and skirts, and they often end up in secondhand stores. So happy, and that was a success. I hope you would agree, and good luck to you in your experiments. I'm signing off for now, and I will keep experimenting and sharing the results with you. Bye for now.